Yo, what's poppin', everybody? I know this day is not Thursday, so y'all probably wondering why they live on a whole Saturday. Well, on Thursday, man, we had so much pop off. We really didn't get a chance to get into a depth conversation on what's going on at Delaware State. So we decided let's do it tonight. I ain't have nothing to do, so we wanted to get it popping. But first, I want to say we got the 2021 HBCU Band Awards. Submission nominations. The link is in the bio. Click the link. Submit your favorite band. All that. Yeah, we doing it like that. What's poppin', everybody that is joining me? I know y'all probably shook up because today is Saturday. Y'all could be doing anything, but y'all here with us, so we most definitely appreciate it. But what Christian want to say? Nah, we ain't doing that tonight, Christian. That ain't for tonight. I do have a guest host joining me tonight. Goes by the name of Trey. Everybody, if you're familiar with the North Carolina band scene, Trey is one of them guys. So I'll be bringing him on in a few. Not right now. I'll be bringing him on in a few. Don't forget the nominations and to put y'all nominations in for the 2021 HBCU Band Awards. Don't forget that. Leave my dude Ace alone, bro. Ace ain't do you nothing, bro. Leave Ace alone. So leave Ace alone. But I can't wait till Thursday neither, because tonight's conversation I really did want to talk about. Because I saw the whole Tuskegee situation and how, Tuskegee actually went and they protest about, the conditions of the band and different stuff like that. Make no mistake, I'm all for the kids having a better situation. But that's not what's going on at Delaware State. It's something totally different going on at Delaware State. Like the guy who's a really good guy, he's like being put in a bad situation by alumni, and they're making it seem like it's the kids and the current kids in the band. When we not on that tonight. He just got put in a really bad situation. The guy been there maybe all of 3 months, and it's some mad alumni. Usually how it go. It's some mad alumni that he don't want to do stuff their way. And they usually, cause a lot of rift within the band. And sometimes I can see why band directors don't want to have alumni around. It's not because we don't respect what you guys did or they don't care what you guys did. It's just kind of one of them situations. I'm want to do stuff my way. We did it. We did it y'all way for a long time, and that way didn't work. So now that we are bringing in something new and fresh, so I don't, feel bad when band directors say they don't want to fool around with the alumni, because sometimes alumni could be the worst thing happen to a program, if you want to be honest. And that's basically what's going on at Delaware State. So I was going to bring on some of his kids and some of his former kids and people who have been mentored by him. And I don't want to say his name because I don't even think the man knew that we even doing this show. It was just kind of one of those situations, once you get the real honest truth about what's going on, it kind of hit different. And this is no way to be compared to the Tuskegee situation, by the way. I'm waiting on my guest to arrive in a few. And I think I got Darrell joining me tonight too. But see, y'all, for y'all that joined thinking that we was getting ready to talk about the mass band situation, we're gonna save that for Thursday. Tonight I got some other special stuff planned. This is the Delaware State conversation. But we're gonna save talk that talk got the band world on fire. They most definitely do. And in a weird way, it's funny to me, the whole situation. Everybody won't share the same opinion as you, but we can't be mad about it. Just leave it over there. Yo, what's poppin', everybody that's joining me? For everybody that just joined, this is Delaware State. We are talking about Delaware State tonight. And the unfortunate situation that's going on over there. This is not the mass band conversation. I know that's why a lot of y'all here. And believe it or not, the guy at Delaware State, he comes highly recommended, man. I've been doing my research on the guy, and I've been hearing like a lot of good stuff about him, like a lot. And he's got some very phenomenal students, you know what I'm saying? Everybody familiar with Deontay Kennedy, you know what I'm saying? That's one of his former students. My guy Trey Ingram, that's one of his former students. And the guy is hella talented. If you put that in the refrigerator. If you are not familiar with him, I am going to bring on Trey later, and we're going to get more into a depth conversation. We might even play some clips of some of his bands that he has produced, if time allowed us to. Nothing ain't going on too much, Walt. We just basically getting ready to dive in. The alumni at Delaware State are probably upset that the man is doing band the way he wants to do band. And sometimes everybody don't do band like you. So sometimes in the best interest of your program, it's best to keep, alumni away for stuff like that, because it always goes south. Everybody your friend when you allow them to do what you want in your program. But as soon as you say, I don't want that, this is what I'm looking for, you the bad guy. So that's basically the situation at Delaware State. The guy really is not being given a fair chance to produce. You know what I'm saying? When you got alumni writing letters on behalf of kids, you know what I'm saying? That's not a good look. It's just really not a good look. You have to allow him his due process as far as being a band director at Delaware State. They're not really allowing him his time to do what he needs to do. So everybody that's in here, I want y'all to share this. And please don't forget the HBCU nominations is in the comments at the top. Click the link and make sure y'all put y'all nominations in there for the bands and whatever y'all gonna vote for. Make sure y'all do y'all thing. Because these HBCU band awards gonna be popping for 2021. And it's gonna be some controversial stuff. I know it. I'm already knowing it's gonna be controversial. Delaware State could be a premier band, and if you think about it, they really could be. They're just not really giving the man a chance to do what he needs to do. They ain't really giving the man like his opportunity. Everybody deserves their due just. If you look at Kentucky State too, like Kentucky State came out of nowhere. Who the hell thought Kentucky State was gonna be a force? Now you look up, Kentucky State is what's popping out. Yo. Yeah, you could rock the way you was rocking from the beginning with the on the screen. You don't got your picture don't got to be on there. That's cool. But they know who you are. All right, that's cool. Do you think we waiting on you? Listen, it's funny you say that, Walt, because Talladega not in a good area. Neither is Kentucky State. Boy, you know what Talladega had? Talladega marching 200 some people every year. So I don't want to say that it's the area or nothing like that. Anybody that would like to come on and share their opinion on Delaware State, you are most definitely welcome to come on. But I feel like you can build band anywhere. It's in Alabama, but it's in the middle of nowhere, Alabama. They literally have nothing to do out there. All they have is probably a damn Walmart, for all I know, if they had that. I think if you build it, they will come. I'm saying Talladega is in the middle of nowhere. Dolan always come and defend Talladega. The chaperone alumnus. You don't think Kentucky cold? You say it's cold in Delaware. You don't think it's cold in Kentucky? I don't think you ever been to Kentucky. Boy, it get cold in Kentucky. Exactly. He won't laugh, but exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. I know what I need. I'm waiting on my Delaware State folks to come on. Delaware State used to be really good back in the early 2000s, though. So we can't say Delaware State ain't known for having a good program. They've had good programs before, so that's not true. Cold is cold. You don't cold is cold. It ain't New Orleans, but cold is cold. Delaware, Kentucky, it get cold in both of them, so we ain't even gonna do that. A lot of people don't make the top 10. Like if you want to see it's top 10, a lot of guys don't make the top 10. But it's still some great programs. Listen, I just did a show on Thursday where my co-host Matt told me that Grambling was better than FAMU. So I don't think I could like it's if you it depends on who you talking to. Delaware State wasn't in your top 10. But I don't know. Matt said Grambling is better than FAMU. That don't just because you never heard of a band that don't make them not good. You had like was Bonds the head band director? I don't want to say that the people wasn't ever good because I distinctly remember being Delaware State having some very good programs, and especially with schools like Kentucky State and Benedict and a lot of these other small bands. They come in, they making them schools like that. They putting them on the map. They both get cold. Cold is cold to a person that ain't used to it. Especially us from New Orleans. Whether we go to Kentucky or Delaware, cold is cold to us because we don't really get no cold weather like that. We complaining about 60 something degrees outside right now. Well, listen, they got some people that would disagree with us that FAMU is not better than Grambling. So you got a lot of it just depends on who you talking to and who you conversing with. A lot of people listen, Matt on Thursday said that FAMU would lose to Grambling. And no disrespect to Grambling, but I can't think of a time where Grambling ever sounded better than FAMU. And I'm willing to put one of FAMU's worst clips. I'm willing to use one of their worst clips, and I guarantee you it's still gonna edge out a Grambling best clip. I'm sorry. Historically, Grambling is known for their sound, their grace, and the way FAMU do stuff. Bro, y'all is ignorant in these comments. And I think, listen. I told people this after last show. I see why nobody really like. I see why nobody really like our ass from New Orleans. I'm waiting on my Delaware State people to come on. I don't know where they at, but there's a petition going around, basically to have the band director removed, stating some stuff that just basically, a lot of it is not true. Majority of it is not true. They basically saying that the man ain't trying to, they don't got no horns, which the man been there 3 months. So I want to know how can he be the problem with them not having horns. And then I was under the impression that Delaware State had a deal with one of the horn companies to have horns. And so, well, all the brand new horns that Delaware State just got before the guy got there. Mind you, he's only been there 3 months. So I don't know what Delaware State thinking the guy can pull off in 3 months or the alumni, because it's not the current kids in the band, it's alumni. Usually when they don't get their way, you know how that go. They usually start getting on the bandwagon and making shit hot for the new guy on the block. And everybody doing a petition because like the Tuskegee thing, like Tuskegee band members, they needed a petition going. Like I don't really want to compare the Delaware State and Kentucky, Tuskegee situation because they're not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like most likely those instruments at Delaware State most definitely got stolen because they had smack brand new instruments. And now the guy been there 3 months and they expected him to work a miracle, man. Delaware State haven't been a top tier program in years. You know what I'm saying? They haven't been a program nobody looked at for years. So now they're expecting this guy in 3 months to turn water into wine, I guess. I don't know what they expecting from the man. So it's just a crazy situation all around. I think when the Tuskegee situation is gonna put a lot of bands in the wrong light because everybody gonna feel like it's cool for them to do a petition and it don't work like that. Tuskegee petition was something totally different. We can't compare that to Delaware State's petition because this is some mad alumni trying to get the man out of there because he don't want to let them have their way with his program. So we can't even compare the two. Get off my table. I'm about hello. Get off my table. The people not here for you. They're here for me. The people not here for you. They're here for. Put that in your mouth. Yeah. Go by Brenton. Give me this. The person that started the. I don't know what's going on. I think Trey's phone having technical difficulties because he keeps trying to call me, and it's not his call not even going through. No, the guy that I'm pretty sure the guy that started the petition is somebody who's probably around the program all the time and probably not getting what they're looking for from the guy. So it's basically like, you know what I'm saying? I've been here. I'm alumnus, and he don't want to give me what I'm looking for, so I'm gonna do what I want to do. What's going on, bro?
Can you hear me clear? Just anybody watching, look, put in the comments so you can hear me clarity.
Can y'all hear him? Let's talk. See if they can hear you.
Yo, just let me know if you can hear me clearly. Just let me know, because I'm going to adjust the quality, get somewhere quiet, get to it.
All right, let's do it. Brenton.
First of all, what's going on to the band world? My name is Trey Ingram. People know me as Trey Small Ingram is me. That's who I am. In the year 2022, I will be repopping out. If you will, I'll take care of a few other things with myself later. But for now, the situation at Delaware State. Now, my sources are credible. I've just been talking to some people that's behind the scenes, some people that's from that way, some people basically behind the doors. And long story short, there's two things I need the general public to do. I need the general public to understand that there's still a two-way street. First of all, me being a pupil for CD Systems, I graduated from Thomas McGinn Andrews High School in North Carolina, High Point, North Carolina. Took a year off, went down to Livingstone College in Salisbury from 2012 to 2014. And no, I did not graduate from there. But around that time, he got fired for that. That's bullshit, dog. We'll get to that another time. That's not about that. What it's about. So boom, that's really one of the reasons. Probably about 40% of the reason why I didn't go back to school myself at the time. When he got fired, I wasn't fucking with what was going on after the day. You see what's going on with Livingstone now. We pull out any clip from 2010, honestly, when it started to build through 2015, through 14, and I'll still claim 50. I'll still say something about 15. A lot of people, a lot of hits were still there. I was still just had to finish doing what they had to do. But anyway, point is, that's his title. Again, he has several other cases. He's working in Norfolk, Delaware State, back in the day, but as well, Clark Carolina and Ernie Bowers, that's in his house. People just need to get understand no question about that. There's no back end conversation about that. There's no
Your phone breaking up. Your phone breaking up bad, Trey. It was fine at first. I don't know if you moved or what, but you.
No. That's better. That's me. That was me.
Uh-huh.
You can hear me smooth now, right?
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
Alright, so boom. Basically, that man gave me an opportunity. He don't even know how much really saved me. The reason why I'm doing what I'm doing now, literally, the people that I bumped across at the time just so happen to be cats from Detroit. And that shit changed my life. So again, I'll let that story take care of itself at another time. But in general, people just don't know up there that this man knows what he's doing. Now this is the clash. This is the up and down part that me playing politics, of course, but long story short, I'll be up there myself next year. I'll be finishing to get my degree. It's really only going to take me about 5 semesters to finish. So right at 2024, I'll definitely graduate. That'll be my last semester because I ain't really got no time to waste. I got a vision of my own to go get up to. But in the meantime, I'm about to help my band pops build this foundation. And between all of this, I'll start being just direct. There's a disconnect because of the band culture that's there. I'll be respectful enough to say, after a few inside conversations from people directly from there, credible people, by the way. I know not just anybody. People from there that know the situation, the back history. I'm talking about of the DMV area. When you get from Virginia and above, there's an entire different culture as far as band. There's an entire different mindset towards band. There's an entire different outlook and perspective towards band. And that's just flat out the clash that's going on right now. And they don't know, just within this next year or two, it's going to make sense. And what we put out, it's all going to come together. I'm really kind of laughing. This is kind of an alley-oop right now. But in the meantime, that's just the bottom line of what's going on. The band culture up there is second to academics. Literally. Now, some of us preach and know that. Some of us graduate, whoop. Some of us are low-key 5-6 year seniors. Some of us are low-key 8 years in that thing. Took 8 years just to get undergrad. But in the meantime, we also some talented. We know. Some of us know what we're doing, but at the end of the day, you know how it go with the school game. Some people take a little minute to catch on. Some people get it right up out of there in 4 years. Some people it is what it is.
No matter how long it take you to finish, as long as you finish, don't be discouraged. Don't finish it. The goal is to finish.
Exactly. That's bottom line. As long as you do finish. But you got to understand, the average person, okay, now, Bert, I'm going to say, like, everybody not quite the version of me like this from North Carolina, but as far as the power band states, let's be honest about certain things. Poverty, just being direct, is common amongst some of these. You can say would be a common thing amongst some of these big band states. Basically, if you get a group of niggas to really fall in love and trust you, man, you can go anywhere in the country. I'll take a band to China and chop something in half. But that's again the characteristics that come with the niggas at the end of the day. That's a different beast. But at the same time, in these poverty situations with these niggas we talking about, it's not even common necessarily to have mom and dad in the same home. Now, what I'm getting at directly is the mindset, the mode of what we're used to and what we know. The mindset and mode of in the band world, and it's really, it is ran by the South. But our mindset and mode is cut different. We grasp and we hold on and we approach and we love band different. Because at the end of the day, band literally is life for some of us. Not literally band, but music is literally an opportunity for some of us. Some of us music literally is a difference. Is the reason why I'm here today. And I'm somebody literally say here telling you that. I'm glad that the camera ain't on because I definitely would have pulled my shirt up for that one because I got a couple wounds to show you. But in the meantime, I'm telling some people that again, me playing politics, but again, before we get in the other half of this conversation, because I really ain't going to be on it too much longer because I knocked a few things out the way so people can understand where I'm getting at already.
So won't you do me a favor and tell these people what Mr. Sessions is light. Who is he?
Now, just with that being said, all right, the average mindset up there, if you will, I'm gonna directly say, of course, we're talking about an old school band right back. Sternness, certain things with being direct, certain things with. Because no, if you ever been around systems long enough, certain words he say, but with the type of voice that he got one of them deep raspy ass. But he ain't gotta really be loud, and he be on the other side of the room. You can feel the bass in his voice. Like he wanted to, again, this is an old school cat. He crossed in the 80s, G. like that's kind of self-explanatory. But at the same time, I can go down the list. Let's start with Deontay Taylor. That's why, again, shout out to Deontay for that. Because, again, it's somebody that knows him personally, off the script, some things, just wording, articulating the right way. That was real of him to just directly say, like, no, y'all got it fucked up. Like, that was real of him to say. Because, I know all some of the, just you got two, you know how it is when you got two heads in the same room. He was a young one, he was an old one. At the end of the day, just hit bumps sometimes. But time later, for Deontay to say that, but for him to be in the position he in, but it's proven behind it because he got the talent, the XYZ behind it to prove it. The universe works out in a certain way. Says himself, I'm witnessing. This is why a few things as far as leadership coming up so many times in that letter. That's why Tay addressed it so fast. Because if you got the type of talent that we got, which obviously, okay, I'll spin back to that a little later. Obviously, it's not that common. I ain't gonna say that common to have, but just it is a few people that's actually is talented like that. There's actually a mellophone player. I hope you hear this. I hear you, but bro, you need me beside you. But I promise you, about 2 months later, you're gonna get it. That's all I'm gonna say. But in the meantime, like, Sis knows when you got it. Basically, Sis can see he got the gift of gab himself. He knows when you got it. So within the band program, there was already leadership. There wouldn't have been any. That would have been somebody he put right on his hip, G. That would have been somebody right now would be speaking out against this publicly themselves. But this is going to take care of itself. Obviously, that's not going on. What's really going on is he's coming in July. By the way, that's kind of obvious. Everybody that spoke on that. All right. He's coming in July, and within a month or two, expected to snap his fingers. Now, in that time, per my sources, the alumni word was receptive of him. Now, back end story, Seth chartered Delaware State. Now, another back end story, that information got thrown out by a band director from the past, basically. I ain't gonna get into all of that. A lot of his shit from what he chartered got thrown out by a band director from Delaware State. Just within the last 10, 20 years, bro. So boom. So that's something obvious within itself. Within the first month or two, within the alumni that got their hands on stuff. Because mind you, alumni who was running the band, that was the interim band director for about a year and a half in between all of this. Because yes, if you go back to a clip around 2018, 2019, that was some solid shit going on, man. That was solid. That was a solid little sound going on. Delaware State had some all right little moments here and there. It's not that. Obviously, COVID, but since then, the alumni has directly been controlling what's going on. Just to be real. From my perspective, who I got the few alumni I directly talked to, that's directly what's going on. But this is the problem with that. Where we're coming from the band world, they know what we do. We ain't trying to say that nobody just don't know what they doing. But at the end of the day, I asked the question in the Uncut group, and I didn't be funny. I said, how many graduates of Delaware State University are accomplished band directors? How many graduates or people at least that came through Delaware State do we talk about? Basically, do we know somebody that is like that, basically, and what we're doing in music?
You mean like music majors from Delaware State? How many others? Do they have any in the past few years?
Again, if they do, I want them to speak up. But the point, I'm not coming from an aggressive standpoint or an attacking standpoint. It's more I really want you to speak up so we can understand, so we can have a better perspective. Because what we're seeing is an obvious product. You're going to see the work right now. Again, I appreciate that, by the way. But if we do go to some of my clips, I'm gonna start to an early clip on purpose and show you something from 2 years, 3 years later. It's an obvious difference. You can hear it, you can see it, you're going to know. But let me see what on there. So boom, just getting that out of the way. Like, says they came into a situation where, okay, he didn't know this, by the way. He's just walking into this. It's his charter school. Woo-woo. He's excited too now. He's walking in and the alumni controlling the situation. Woo-woo. But my man, within a month or two, basically, you got a few instances and shit coming back to you and shit is obvious to where there's somebody on the inside that I got around me, not trusting me, not fucking with me, not rocking with what I got going on. So in general, I apologize. I want to apologize to the students for a sense in a way. But he really did mean it. But he was doing what he needed to do to make this moment right here happen. To make next homecoming, the next 2-3 homecomings happen when some of these people that's saying they're going to have to stand right there and they're going to have to stand right there and swallow this pit. Let me say that right now. Because some of y'all don't lit a fire that you don't even, I'm going to calm down. Some of y'all don't lit a fire that you don't even know you to lit. And these next few homecomings, I need y'all standing right there to swallow this pit. And listen. Within the inside, if you, okay, old school band director. Let's say you about to end practice. Let's say you're doing something simple as far as within the lines you being the band director of addressing the band. At the end of the day, when he said what he got to say, everybody here can agree that that's it. Between if you got it, people normally they got the gift of gab also have a gift of being able to observe. Basically, you understand. I just said that alumni being controlling what's going on. So if students and after time are still being resistant, it's coming from somewhere. All right. Again, just few instances of certain things. And when students are being hesitant, students not listening, just being direct. People, I done commonly got from several sources, like just the drum line. But Seth is a drummer. So like, you should ask some kids you should ask them cats from Charlotte, North Carolina that came from Johnson C. Smith that was glad to finally be around some horns that came to Livingstone in 2014. How much they appreciate Seth. Because John C. Smith had an all right little sound a few times. Pretty good look, actually a pretty decent sound in the 2000s. But that program it fell off basically horn wise. But that's a very rich drum line. Seth picked them boys right on up, brought them over here, and gave them. I got about 3 or 4 of them that done turned into bros for me that done graduated. Took their degree and doing their thing. So boom, yeah, that's another story. But there we go again with Seth turns somebody on. So again, the drum line, y'all gonna, I ain't gonna lie, just being direct. Some people gonna take it one way, some people gonna be able to take it another. But if I can't trust you, I can't deal with you in the beginnings of something. It'd be different if I got some people around me that I know that's gonna rock.
Hold on, I want you to finish, but I want to make sure that I'm hearing you right. It sounds like you're saying that it's somebody that's within the program trying to sabotage him, somebody that's around him in the band program, because it don't sound like you're saying that it's the kids in the current program.
As of right now, the kids that are influenced by the people that already been around, they still getting influenced by it. So of course they ain't had a chance to really give us a chance.
So answer this question for me: if you could sit down and have a conversation with the current band, like right now, what would you tell them?
Now the other half, there's about half of the band is gonna rock. That's actually gonna take up for shit. I'm telling you right now, y'all should probably in the next month sit down for a concert and record him having the concert session. And because there's actually another half of the band honestly, a little birdie told me from one of the people that rock with Sess as far as alumni, but just they basically one of the people that's being logical is like, bro, you know how some people are. You know what I'm saying? Some people, this was the highlight of their life. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go no further than that. But boom, he basically said like, bro, again, he's not even just this was going on with Sess, but just per little birdie, there was a couple students that didn't even know about the letter. So they had to come from alumni.
Wow.
Like this coming from alumni. This coming from alumni to talk to. That's you feel what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like that's insider information that shouldn't even be getting out. That's how you know certain people are talking too much. When you trust, certain things don't get out, bro. But when it's so loose how it is as far as organization up there, I shouldn't know as much as I know about that band. I know, again, I just talked directly about a metal player. It ain't just talking to Seth. I've been talking to him about his music.
So do you think that the relationship is repairable? Because at the end of the day, the administration at Delaware State only care about building a program. So if the alumni...
To be honest with you...
Hey, Michael Purnell, would you like to come on and talk? Because this guy's in the comments. Michael Purnell said he's the former drum instructor.
Oh yeah. That's one of shit. He already on. That's one of the cats I talked to. He's one of the alumni that That's him. That's one of the cats I talked to.
So hold on. This was the guy that was the drum instructor?
Yeah, put him on.
If he would like to come on, I'm more than well. I would most definitely.
This is not directly. This is one of the guys that was kind of logical. So like I would say put him on, even though I ain't going to agree with some of the stuff he's saying. We wouldn't just end up going back and forth and just arguing. He's a logical person.
I don't want it to be an argument. I want it to be a solution because in order for Delaware State to be successful, especially if you're getting ready to go to school there, y'all have to have a conducive relationship. Band director.
This is where I'm gonna be kind of a bridge, because me being a person that, first of all, I'm still young myself, bro. But at the same time, with me having the power that I'm gonna end up having, bro, I have a genuine desire and a genuine vision myself. So nothing is gonna get in the way of that. With me already being the director, let's say at the peak of Andrews, I had 50 plus horns. At the end of the day, every day I had to walk in and teach 50 different personalities. I had 50 different people that I had to get this vision across to. So there's 50 plus different ways that I had to learn and create an angle to approach somebody. Now the problem is, they may not like it, but the bottom line or whatever goes on is going to be what Seth wants and what he sends to them to get approved, and if they get it approved or not. The problem is they don't even know. So a lot of the discontentness is going on. They don't even know how much power they could have if they would just. I ain't gonna say just sit with them. I'm gonna directly say what the first thing that's gonna go on is they're gonna not just pat beyond saying that he know what he's doing. They're gonna see like he really didn't mean. He don't mean anything by. He doing what he needed to do to secure. Not even necessarily secure this job, but secure this vision. Again, I've been talking to the man. He want to really do some things, man. But this initial, sometimes, man, at the end of the day, you do got to graduate some out. But some of these few, they're about to start seeing, like, okay, a cat like me come up there. All I'm gonna do is drop an arrangement or two, let them play, maybe play it for pep band, or maybe work and talk to them, work with them during concert season, a few other things. But all I'm gonna do is softly introduce myself. But at the same time, man, let me touch them for about 20 minutes. They're gonna sound like a whole nother band.
So
again, I've already been listening to strengths and weaknesses, but I feel like directly when they see.
Okay, I got you, Mike.
When they see what he does works, that's when again it'll be a difference. But initially, right now, I'm sorry, I would have been doing similar things, but his disconnect directly with the students is gonna break. Well, first of all, it's gonna have to, but it's gonna break soon simply because. First of all, that's a man, that's a grown man. He ain't finna back down.
So let me ask you a question. Despite all this nonsense that's going on, do you believe the relationship can be repairable? Is it repairable at this point?
Yes, basically. I thoroughly do. But it's almost like just you gotta sit back and let God work sometimes, man. Like again, with directly me coming up there, but some other people that he's gonna bring on board or want to bring on board, and that'll end up rocking with it anyway. Like the things that we do directly, they gonna see. But at the same time, every day you come back, let's say again, I get the group to start rocking with me. Every day that I come back, I get the group with them, they rocking with me. But regardless of whatever I'm doing, you see me coming back and respecting him. There's nothing in between that you can, I don't say, but you're gonna have to understand sooner or later. There's a reason why. So somebody's gonna start being curious. My purpose behind bringing up the relationship between, like it's common to have mother and father in the household. There, it's common for kids to be financially literate. So it's common for moms to not to have some intellect. So what I'm saying is, after a while, somebody's gonna be curious, bro. Somebody from within the inside, and it's already happy for some of the ones that's there, because he has a nucleus of some that's definitely he gonna keep a rock with them. But it just sometimes you gotta let some go, and they gonna drift right on back. I ain't worried about it. But as far as the ones that are there, I would say probably going into next year, even if he keeps 50, at the end of the day, by the end. Just there will be some things that are too obvious, like when especially when he does the concert band. Good Lord, that's his specialty. When he touches the concert band and they present what he do, by then, just musically they'll trust him. But through music, through times that he's chilling with them, talking music, that's when during the times you also get to know somebody. He uses, especially the way he uses life. He's a pastor, man. Especially the way he uses life through some of his analogies. You'll catch on that, yo, this dude, all right. And then it'll make you come to the office one day and have a sit down. And nah, it did the same with me. You talking about, listen, go look up High Point, North Carolina. I'm a nigga from the streets of High Point, North Carolina, bro. Like, that man caught my attention. It was something about what was going on, but maybe that was the musician, the beast, the just everything that in me that I'm talented with. Recognizing that I'm around someone that really got something. All I thought was just this old snarly dude we talk about. I'll tell you, by the time I was within my first month of being a Livingstone, I just knew I could trust him and rock with him. By the time I left 3 years later, that was my band pops, man. The entire band, even though if you don't get along with sometimes you're not gonna like something. Sometimes you're not. That's just the way it is. Everybody ain't supposed to agree with everything we do.
Hey, that's the way band works. Everybody don't like everything.
You're not. Everybody ain't gonna like everything. That just comes with it. But at the bottom line, every time I run the tape back on some of my clips at Livingstone, bro, I be shaking my head. Damn, man. Our 2012 year, basically West Salem State has a very large fan base, and they went to Honda that year. Man, if you pull up the fifth quarter between Livingstone College and West Salem State, 2012, you'll understand what I'm saying. Well, we were supposed to get Livingstone should have went to Honda, but that's the end. I ain't really still holding on to that. My point is, when I listen to some of the things going on there, man, the nucleus we had, just listen, there will have been Talladega type pop out, but the way day one don't care about shit else but intonation, would have sounded just A1 from jump. So just again, the bottom line is he is so good at what he do. I feel like that's going to be the first thing to catch their attention. But again, through that's where I just feel like he'll grab the ones that he needs. But this is the other thing. It's not cool. I ain't gonna say it's not cool to be a beast, but if as long as you're decent, it's more than acceptable. Basically,
this is my point. The thing with the petition, if before they decided to turn that petition into administration, why didn't anybody sit down and try to have a conversation with the band director? Because he's only been there a few months.
Listen, bro, you saying why I was trying to say it without saying it. There's somebody. I don't think it's now okay. When you said Mike, I don't think it's not directly. I'm just going to put it out. Or whoever it is, I really don't directly think it's him. So let me go get clear everything.
It might, like, this is my thing. I don't know who it is because he said that he was the former drum instructor. That's what he said. He said.
Face on that t-shirt real quick. Who the fuck, man? Listen, bro. There's somebody up there that wish they was still probably, it probably was whoever was running it before, but it's somebody up there that feel like they could do his job. It's somebody, or at the least, they feel like he could be doing, quote unquote, a better job, but are not paying attention to the obvious things they need to go into. These things, they're not paying attention to obvious things. They're going to putting in a well polished product, but his approach again may not be different. May be different. This person, that person, but nigga. If they want you, somebody constantly coming in talking about what's the plan, and then you can't even get your trumpet. First of all, I'm in a collegiate program, and I don't have no trumpet that can sustain a B flat double octave. You feel me? With the that can.
Hold on, Trey. If anybody would like to come on and speak on behalf of anybody, you're more than welcome to come on. It's an open dialogue, open conversation for me. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no dog in the fight, but I want the right thing to happen at Delaware State. And I do think that, he deserves to get the job done, but they can't expect him to do it in the little amount of time that he's been there.
This is where flat out the culture is going to have to change.
Culture can change, though. Culture can change.
Now that's my point. The culture is going to, simply because he got to have a medium sometimes. All right, let me just say that. Just for whoever's listening. Yeah, sometimes there's sometimes micromanaging. You got somebody that really trusts you. Somebody like me. I'm one of the ones that'll come and talk to a cat that's mad and level it off. And look, man, you know how it is, but you got cats like that you got little saviors all the time. But as well, I'm sorry, man. Just if there was to really try him, I'm saying somebody really sit. You know what? Just really sit, like you said, within talk and try him. I'm sorry. There's not much that he cannot accomplish. But I have to say this. Again, I'm trying to say some things without saying it. The culture, the mindset is different. We talk about some more entitled-minded people, more liberated-minded people. So, man, all right, in the South, right? Let's say, just you know how you know one of your sisters, somebody you ain't even had necessarily a sexual thought or innuendo towards this person. Somebody you really rock. You got plenty of females right now that you know that you'll call sis, that you'll call love, that you'll call sweetheart, that you'll call anything. Terms of endearment in the South are common.
Mm-hmm.
All right? But the way we word them, say it type things, it's just very sensitive up there, bro. Like, it's so sensitive, and I'm basically, if they was to come down here, they would be flying back within the same 2 days, bro. I'm not saying all of them, because again, there are some quality, actually some all right musicians up there, but they just need somebody to work with. They need somebody to take them to another level. But again, the main focus as a culture is not that up there. It's again academic first. What you're doing next to that is prominent, cool, but you have to be yourself. All right. So my point within that, there's a two-way street where within the students, if they really want to actually get better as musicians, they'll step forward. Because at the end of the day, not even just that he know what he's doing. The man got a common denominator with being in good standing with the administration. He's not in bad standing with. I just don't. There's no way that he can be, because there's no way that they really looking at this as a bad thing. A lot of things in that letter name, I ain't gonna say looking at this as a bad thing, but looking at this bad so much towards him. I really don't think that he can be in bad standing with the administration with some of the things named. A lot of things named on that letter.
Hey, Mike, there's a link in the comments. If you want to click on it, you can.
There's some things in the letter that he directly has nothing to do with, and directly does reflect on the universities. It directly does reflect.
My thing is, I believe that if given the opportunity that he can build a program at Delaware State, because I've seen his work, and I'm not gonna lie, I never knew who he was. I'm just a guy. I love music, so when I went to building relationships with guys like you and Deontay at Livingstone, and then I would see videos. It exposed me to different parts of the band world because I was only stuck on the South. I always felt like if it ain't the South, I don't really want to hear it. So to hear band being like even the North Carolina All-Star Band, I heard them guys. So it's talent in North Carolina for sure. It's talent there.
To talk about again with everybody, Southern. Okay, it might have been a while, but we're gonna bring it back to 20-year anniversary.
We have somebody from administration. If anybody would like to come on and get into this conversation, we can.
I'm on.
Hey, hold on, Trey. I got Miss Crystal on talking. Hey, my baby, how you doing? Your mic muted. Your mic might be muted. I can't hear you, Crystal, baby.
Sorry, I'm trying to turn off my screen.
There you go. I can see you. I can hear you now too.
All right. Oh God, where to begin? Sorry, I'm trying to turn off. I got a movie screen behind me, so we trying to turn that off. We was watching you on big screen.
Lord, I know I look ugly on that big screen.
Got this good 100-foot screen so I can see comments because I'm blind. All right. Oh, way to start. Jesus Christ. All right. I'm gonna come from an educator perspective, but I think everybody gonna be with me.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna come from where I'm from. I'm from here. I ain't never lived nowhere else. My family's originally from North Carolina. We from Snow Hill, but we've been living here like pretty much all of my academic school life. One, from an educator's perspective, when I train teachers, the first thing I tell teachers is you cannot come into a classroom where you're not familiar with the culture, the colloquialisms, the environment. If you're not familiar with that area, when I say familiar, like if you don't know where to get a good chicken box, if you don't know where to get good tea, then you got a lot of learning to do. And that's Black culture anyway. But I tell educators that no matter where you're from, know that if you come into a new place, you actually have to do more learning than the person you're trying to teach. You cannot come from somewhere else expecting them to grasp onto your culture because
hold on, Robin, can you send Mr. Michael Purnell the link? I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you good. You can't come from somewhere else without any knowledge of a culture saying you're going to fix your culture, because you got to understand that just as passionate and how much love you have for where you're from, match that energy, and that's how they feel about where they're from. Even if you don't understand it, even if you don't like it, even if you see places where you think they need improvement. Because what you're saying is there's something wrong with you and I'm here to fix you. How many people will go into a relationship with somebody and the first thing out their mouth is, you know what? I'm here to help you. You'd be like, motherfucker, what you talking about?
We're here to help each other. I mean, it depends on
No. Teacher 101. Just listen to me, because there's a lot of trust that has to be built. It's relationship building 101. You got to get to know the human beings. You got to get to know how they learn. You got to get to know the music they like. And you can't assume just because they may look like you that everything they do, they're going to grasp onto because y'all share this a few skin tones. It's not going to work. It never works. It doesn't work in the classroom. I'm from Maryland and I came to teach in Baltimore and I had to learn the entire culture to be successful. And when I say the entire culture, before I even set foot in the band room, I needed to go to the mall. I needed to go to the places where people say go to and the places they say don't go to. And without that information, if you come at any entity, and you got to remember, college students still kids. They still kids. If you come to a kid and say, you know, your daddy wasn't shit, I'm here to be your new daddy, we know what's going to happen, right?
Right.
We know what we all Black. We know we seen, you know, people in relationships where somebody has to come behind somebody else. It's hard work. And if you think that it was going to change in 3 months, nope. What's going to change in 3 months? What's going to change in 6 months? Hell, most band directors know that it takes 4 to 5 years to change the culture from the previous band director, even
Yes.
if it was good. Even if it was good. So this microwave that we think we can put something in, no, I don't like microwave food. It ain't going to come out good. That shit going to be raw. That shit going to be nasty. And you're going to want to throw it in the trash. And ain't nobody really going to be happy. You're going to have a power struggle. And I think
Right.
what's happening, it's a power struggle. I can't say who's trying to sabotage who, or if that's not my business, and I don't know their program. But I do have I have students who've been in the program for, I want to say my first student went there 2015. I have a student that's there now as a sophomore. I had about an hour, 2 hour long talk with her. She was my drum major. When I say she was my best, she was my best. So when people say the kids can't play, I'm like, whoa, the fuck up. Not mine. And Mike can tell you, she might have been one of the best that came that year, maybe a year before, maybe a year before that. So when people say these kids can't do this and we here to fix it, what you really need to fix is trust.
Relationships, basically.
It's the relationship.
It's not real relationships, not never mind. I'm gonna go ahead and finish, Crystal.
It's not the relationship where I'm trying to get something out of you.
Let me say this. I do have Mr. Mike on here, and I do want him to, say what he got to say, because apparently him and Trey must have had some type of conversation. So I just want to hear what you got to say, Mr. Mike, if you're willing to,
I mean, and I said this. I went live in the John, and I said this. It's not about well, for me, it's never about trying to tarnish the character of another man. At the end of the day, this is a profession. This is a livelihood, right? Everybody does this for their living. I talked to Travion or Trey. I'm gonna just say Trey. I don't know good. I don't know Buddy. I don't know the good brother from a can of paint. But I mean, he called and I called him. He gave me his number, and I asked him what he wanted to gain from the conversation. He said he wanted to gain understanding, but I'm going to support Sesums no matter what. So if we're getting understanding and you're only going to stand on one side of what's going on, there is no understanding we're going to have. You just going to go from what you've heard from the one side, right? So so hold on, I'm freezing in my house, y'all. So if my voice is shaking, I'm like dumb cold, right? But I've been working with the drumline since the middle of 2017 as a volunteer to the program. I marched for the program, and our assistant director at the time, who was also the drum instructor, passed away. And the band director that was there, he actually changed the style of the drumline to tonals and quints. And someone that was with the drumline at that time asked me to come work with him because of what I've done in our area with drumlines and stuff like that. So I agreed to come volunteer. Ended up staying for like 3 years or something like that. But the hiring process for this particular position was an awkward one for us. And it was quite a few candidates that came through. We had some interviews, but none of those candidates worked out. So we were stuck. And Sydney Sessoms is actually a charter member for our KK side chapter here at Delaware State University, side chapter. And we actually said we haven't talked to Sydney Sessoms in years. I mean, years. He has not been in contact with the band program or anybody from the band program from this current time for his own reasons, whatever they are. But we ended up having a charter week, and he got on the Zoom, introduced himself, and told us what he wanted to do. He's applied for the position several times. For whatever reason, he didn't get the job. He wanted the job this time. So when we were actually in a rut, in a rock and a hard place, needing a band director, because it was June, June, and everybody was announcing their band directors, and it was band directors that I knew that was calling me like, man, y'all haven't announced. I said, because we don't have one. So I suggested Sidney Sessoms for the position. I didn't know him from a can of paint, but he's an alum. It would be good for us to have an alum back. And I researched Livingstone. I didn't know much about Livingstone, but I researched him. I was like, okay, the band is pretty decent. Not one of the elites, but they sound decent. They sound good. You know what I mean? For when he was there, I saw some other years previous to him being there, they was not good, and they are back to not being good at all. So it was only that time that they was good, or decent, should I say? And I, did what I did. He got the position. I'm not gonna get into all the particulars, because that's something that doesn't need to be discussed. But I helped Seth move up here. Seth, had a realtor looking for a house for him with him. He found a house. The house was not what they told him it was going to be. So being that he's my frat brother, we jumped right into it. All right, man, you living in a hotel because you don't want to live at this house. Cool, we're gonna get somebody to fumigate. We're gonna get somebody to shampoo. We're gonna do what we need to do to get you comfortable. Because that's the first step. You got to get comfortable. You can't do your job if you're not comfortable. So let's do what we got to do for you, man. So I did everything I could do. I was like, also, we have a team of individuals up here who are sorors and bros who want to help. You don't necessarily have an official university employed team outside of the assistant director that you wanted to bring, which is also his line brother from Delaware State, Vincent Atkins. So, it's a team of us up here that want to help support you. We want to do anything we can because Delaware State has had too many band directors. We've had too many band directors, yo. And everybody who knows Delaware State in this area, y'all know that. So I marched in the area in the band where we had a band director every 2 years. So we had to adjust to somebody new. We had to adjust to new ways and new methods and new teaching styles and all of that stuff. So this is nothing new to me. Adjusting to somebody new. I've been teaching for almost 20 years now. So I've had to adjust and conform to what somebody else wants. So to continue to hear that I was the person that was trying to sabotage Sessoms, why would I suggest him to get the job only to sabotage him in 3 weeks, a month, or whatever?
Well, I saw somebody in the comments earlier from administration that said that when they got the letter, they went straight to the kids, and the kids said they didn't know where the letter came from.
I didn't know where people keep saying alumni, and I resigned from the organization. I resigned.
Hold on. Trey's trying to say something. What you say, Trey?
All right, hey, well, yeah, you can hear me clear?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. Hey, first of all, what's going on, Mike? But
What's happening with you?
I like to add, like you said, like again, I stated that earlier. I don't think it's you yourself there. It's the energy I got from you again. Again, I don't know you myself, but you just seem like a pretty decent cat overall. But again, even though within general things, I just would like to ask, do you know where the letter came from, basically? Do you know?
Just said I don't.
You know. Okay, so if you don't know yourself, do you think that it came from the kids?
I do, and I'm gonna tell you this right here. I do think it came from the kids because I'll tell you this. The week of the Wilmington battle, and this is just my experience, and you had said something about my perceptions and stuff like that. I was there. I was living it. I was in the office when things were said about people I don't know that I was not cool with. So I wouldn't come in the office anymore. I don't do bashing people's character. I don't do that, dog. That's to me, that's corny. We are a community of African Americans trying to make this thing happen, trying to make a living, trying to do what we do. So to bash somebody who I don't even know, the same way you've heard things about me saying I'm sabotaging him or I'm insubordinate and stuff, you don't even know me. You don't know my character. You don't know how I live, how I stand, what morals I stand on, but you are going 100% full fold with what you was told by some man. without getting to know the man that he's talking about. I don't do that.
See, the thing
I don't
about
think any
the
man should
situation
do
is
that.
messy now. The whole situation is messy now because you had an
It's super messy
administrator
and it's
in the comment. An
go ahead.
administrator of Delaware State was in the comments saying that the kids denied having any involvement with the letter.
That's and that's not all the kids. She's saying the kids, and that's not all the kids.
Can I ask
All
And
the
Mike,
kids did not because yes, sir. Who that?
hey, look, what's up, y'all?
ask you one?
Hey,
What's up, Darrell? What's
what's up,
poppin'?
man? I'm Darrell,
I don't know. I
one of
don't
the
know that.
hosts. I'm one of
Hey,
the
what's
hosts
up?
on
What's up,
Christian
Dewey? How you
Conflict.
doing, good brother? How you doing, good brother?
Sorry, I'm late, man.
I can't hear you breaking
I've
up, my
been,
man.
Christmas shopping and all. I'm all right, bro. I just know about the petition. I'm breaking up. So
Yeah, your
I said
phone
I
breaking
you
up.
breaking
You
don't
up.
don't know what's going
too
on.
much about this on the petition.
His phone breaking up, but my whole point is like I just wanted to get out there that I hope that it could come to a point where where it could come to.
Can I ask one more question? Because again, everything I want to get to on this last little bit is directly catered to that.
Okay, well go ahead. Go ahead.
I would just like to I would make a couple points, but within the questions I'm gonna ask. First thing would be that's directly stated, it's not coming from the students, but any initial from the people that I've talked to, any and all main resistance was mainly coming from the drumline. So I would like to ask, with talking to you, of course, so it's obvious y'all had like a run the wrong way. So I'm not saying that you sitting there talking shit about basically to the kids.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Resistance only came from the drum line. Resistance only came from the drum line to Sessoms when Sidney Sessoms had a meeting with the drum line and
Hold
told
on,
him
we
he was
can't
firing.
talk at the same time. Fella. Let Mike see what he's saying.
Oh,
Trey,
that's what
hold
my
on.
bad. Go ahead, Trey. Trey was talking first.
Just the main thing I'm saying is the main resistance that he's gotten is from the drum line. The band wasn't so big anyway, but the outside of the incident that happened that didn't have to do with it, so the numbers got dropped. Those for the most part, those numbers for the general part, it's not the actual line that's having the problem with certain things.
So here's
my point is,
I'm sorry, babe.
Speaking, knowing of the situation, the kids are influenced obviously by alumni. So in your opinion, do you believe that there's alumni influence, and again, like a lot of these negative vibes? So my point is, if at the bottom line, Burger, this to answer your question, folks.
I'm good.
The people that he already had, I believe, with people that people like me again that he brings along that are already like his people, not even just people that he trusts, but also accomplished people.
I'm not.
He was to bring certain people along and have them run things, right? And connections that we're talking about. But again, we're also talking about somebody walking in the door. I appreciate Chris's comment because sometimes, this is like you said, you're walking in the door, I don't know you. So again, in order for me to get to know you, it's kind of hard when I got some of your friends or some people that got influence over your thoughts in your ear negatively about me. That's the bottom line here. That's obviously what's going on. So again, within those people that he's having this going with, I'm asking if he brought people on board. Again, cats like me on board, but along with the shit, we would get from the girls, drums, drum, whatever. We were given an agreed amount of time. I'm not going to say a number, but agreed amount of time to get work, to put in work, create a polished product, and y'all. Do you think basically that's possible? Because honestly, at this point, the public would agree that somebody within the alumni is the one pushing this. Why would I want alumni around? I wouldn't either.
See, listen, hold on, Trey. I have I have somebody that's in administration commenting. She said out of 60 plus students, only 10 to 15 knew about it. That's like not a lot of kids. So it's just a weird, the whole situation is weird about the petition anyway. If 60 kids,
Not weird, bro. That's obvious, bro.
yeah, it like I don't want to seem like I have no dog in the fight. But just if I was a lawyer and I'm looking at what's going on, if only 10 or 15 kids, we know Seth didn't write it. Mike said he didn't write it, and I can't do nothing but believe that. I can't do nothing but believe that because I have to take his word for it. So the whole thing is, we still want to get down to the bottom of where did it come from, because now it's to a point.
Hey Mike, you said
can y'all still hear me?
you on the drum section, right? Mike, over the drum section, right?
Again, with that question, I would like to the administration that's listening. Is it possible that again, if we arrange whoever you increase the names, if we will have an alumni president as well, if we can have agreed time for us to create a finished, basically a product, and then when that said time is done, we present it. And if things, basically, if it's agreed that this is basically good, that we continue doing what we're doing, but then create relations. Because
I haven't had a lot.
There will be a common denominator between both people. Everybody can be satisfied on something.
I think it can be. I think the relationship can be repaired. I just think he need his time. He need his time to do what he need to do, because July to now is not a lot of time. And we can go to bigger programs. It was a hard transition for Brian Simmons and his staff at Texas Southern University, getting there around the same time and trying to put a band together. Like, it's not as easy as people make it to be.
So are we gonna talk to me, or am I gonna just sit here and listen to people talk?
His name alone to draw people in, but we're literally just we're talking about time to grow the program. So that means he's gonna draw kids in. Those kids are naturally gonna be accustomed to whoever's being brought in. But again, we're talking about the ones that are already there. So there's naturally.
So are we gonna allow me the chance to talk, or are we gonna keep talking to somebody that hasn't been there?
I would also like to ask.
Hold on, Trey. Let Mike talk for a second. We didn't really let him get much of word. And go ahead, Big Mike. Do your thing, baby.
What I'm finding kind of strange is that Trey is a spokesperson for the program, but has never even been there. He's never touched foot on Delaware State's campus. Doesn't know the interactions that I had with Sessoms, except for what Sessoms told him. Doesn't know the interactions of the students between Sessoms and the assistant director, or anything that has happened this season. Yet you have all the solutions. You know everything that's happening. You pretty much have it nailed, but you've never been there. I'm confused at that, because if we're talking about somebody that has been there, and you said I'm a pretty logical person, correct? And you want to talk to me for you want to talk to me with clarity and get an understanding of what happened. Unfortunately, we are in this messy situation. And as I said to you on the phone, I don't do chaos. I don't like discord in anything. And when I was with the drumline, I taught the drumline these principles. And I said in my live, for those of you who are on Uncut, I stand by the principles of honor, integrity, and respect. And I'm loyal to those who are loyal to me. So those who are part of Kappa Kappa Psi, if you're watching, you understand what those principles are. So I teach my drumline, or I taught the drumline the same thing. Yes, transitions are hard. Learning somebody's teaching style is a difficult thing, especially when they come in so late in the season. That's difficult. That's a difficult thing. I personally wanted to see the success of Sidney Sessoms, because again, I said the administration had, they knew who he was, but he was not considered for the job. So by the time, the rest of the candidates had either been, sat to the side, which he was one of those individuals that were sat to the side, or the others that they offered the job to declined, we were in the top of July. Administration and them were going on vacations and stuff. And I'm like, hey, what are we going to do about a band director? Because everybody's having a season. The president wants a band. What are we going to do? What? They didn't know. So I said, well, I have a suggestion. And insert Sidney Sessoms. So again, you being told that I was trying to sabotage him, what type of person brings somebody to a job and then tries to sabotage? I don't want to be a band director, bro. So it wouldn't benefit me to sabotage him and make him lose his job. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So again,
I was going to ask this question.
So again,
oh, my bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
So again, the plan was always to on the alumni side for those of us, because everybody knows you got some alumni who will support and be loyal, and I'm one of those loyal people to the program. Yes, Delaware State has not consistently had good years. We've had decent years. We've had years where it's like, oh, they starting to go somewhere. Case in point, with the drumline for the past 3 years. Anybody that's been watching the Eye of the Storm drumline has been saying, yo, they look completely different. They on the way up. They going somewhere. Nobody knew who I was in the culture. Nobody knew I was teaching that line because I don't do these types of platforms. We're going to teach the kids, get them to where we need to get them to so that they can show the product, so that they can apply what we've been teaching them. Whether it's college, high school, middle school, elementary school, college, we still have to be educators. Unfortunately, Delaware State doesn't get elite players. So even with the drumline, I have to teach people fundamentals and techniques from scratch. Any drumline has to shape a person to play their way. Any band has to shape a person to play their way. So it doesn't matter the level of player that you get, you still have to shape them to play in the form of what your school plays. So there has to be education that happens. There has to be guidance that happens. There has to be a plan of structure that happens. With Delaware State, when you completely take the foundation of any type of structure from somebody, it has to be rebuilt. And that's what Sessoms walked into. He walked into, well, since we're saying it, he walked into the administration completely stripping the foundation of what was built. So now he has to rebuild the foundation. Now, the only thing he has to stand on is the shoulders of some loyal people like myself, like the brothers and sisters of the Eta Psi chapter of Kappa Kappa Psi, Eta Iota chapter of Tau Beta Sigma, who have said, you know what, this is our program. We want to come and help this band director be successful because we too are sick of not having a solid structure. So for someone who's never been to Delaware State and doesn't know the history of what's going on or any intricacies of what's going on, for you to continue to say, well, this is this and this is what's happening that, and this is completely ridiculous. And that's one of the reasons. Hey,
before you say, I want to point out the situation. I maybe have missed the part, but I didn't see anybody blame you for anything, Mike. I maybe I missed that part.
That's why I'm getting that.
No.
Real quick, Mike. Mike. I want to ask you this. You were over the drum section, right?
Yes, I was.
And you said the majority of the petition came from the drum section. Would you say? No, I didn't say you said that. That's not what you said. But that's what said, right? Would it be fair? Would it be fair to say that you had an influence on that? And then the question that was in the comments is, why did you leave?
Why did I leave?
So that was a two-part question.
And okay, did I have influence? Again, I'm gonna repeat that I'm a person of good. I'm a person that values integrity and good character.
Okay. Right.
So yes, when you come in as a new band director, you're gonna have people that want to bump the system. They're gonna be like, yo, we not fooling with this. We not rocking with this. And me and Sessoms had a conversation because he wanted to kick one of my drummers out. No one blames you, Mike. All right, buddy. If you saying that people within the staff are sabotaging the band director or trying to sabotage the band director, and I was on staff, wouldn't I be included in that?
I
All right,
think
cool. So again, so influence. So I have everybody in the band. Well, majority of the people in the band was kind of disappointed when the interim director did not return or was not permitted to return. I'm not going to say permitted, but did not return to the band program. So of course, when all of that happened, there was a cease and desist and a black on the radio for anybody to continue to work for the band program. And you know, the pandemic happened and all of that type of stuff. So we completely lost like 90% of our recruits. So without having a band director, somebody had to call students and get us a band for assessment to even have anybody to be a part of the band. That was me calling the parents, calling admissions, doing all of this work inside to make sure we had students to have the small band that we did have, so Sessions could have a band to direct. Because without that, if that didn't happen, we wouldn't have had a band at all. We wouldn't have had a band at all. So it would have been starting from scratch for real. So of course you have those individuals who, you know, who is this guy, da 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 da. And I will always tell my drumline, we not gonna do that. I don't do Discord. He is our band director now. Even when I wouldn't come, it was 2 days. I wouldn't come 2 days a week, Mondays and Wednesdays, because I have a family, and you have to have balance. Like I put a lot of time. I put a lot of volunteer time into this program, driving an hour to the campus and an hour back, tuning drums, staying until 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Excuse me, tuning drums by myself, this, that, and the third. Whatever needed to be done, I was making it happen because we were building from scratch. And there was a lot of individuals that didn't know what it took to be that particular caliber of line. So I put a lot of volunteer time into the program. So it would behoove me and the others to be like, yo, we got a band director now that he seems like he really wants to be here, yo. Like, we not about to do none of that. Oh, I can't stand this dude. Nah. Even when I'm not here, you listen to the band director. It doesn't matter. We listen to the band director at all times because he's our leader. Even if you don't understand the communication of what's going on, we're going to listen to the band. We're going to adjust and move the way we needed to move, because life is about adjustments, right? Everything doesn't come to you easy. Life is about adjustments. This is not easy for any of us. It's an adjustment to me because I don't know Sessions. So I'm trying to figure it out to see what he wants when it comes to the drum line and it comes to the drum line coinciding with the winds, all of that type of stuff. I'm a very structured person. So when I make the plan for the drum line, so when we do our stuff, we can be the way we need to be. We need to coincide with the band. If the drum line is working on something and the band is working on some different music and we don't have that music, when it's time for the band to come together, we not flowing. It's not unity. It's not harmony. So no, I don't condone division. I don't condone separation, and I never have, and I never will. I don't even like when the drum line has a tendency to be, you know, confident in who they are. But one thing I will never tolerate, and I never did tolerate, and once I got wind of it, I shut it down. I had a meeting with the band. Nobody in the drum line will ever say, yo, we work harder than the band. I'm not trying to hear that. We are a unit. So if you ever say, I don't respect the band because they don't work as hard as us, then you're not doing what you're supposed to do. We're supposed to influence each other to get better. This is a family. We have sweatshirts that have an acronym that say family on it. That's why we have those, because we are a family. I don't do dissension, which is why all of this is asinine to me, bro. Like Trey and some other people that's been getting the same stuff y'all hearing about us or what's been going on, or the alumni, like even with the alumni that don't support it and didn't want to support it up until the point that I left or didn't want to support it, I was always arguing with them like, yo, support the band director. I was one of the ones fighting with administration. Yo, we can't be successful without your support and our alumni support. We need the support from the inside family. That's the only way we're going to be successful.
So basically, you did answer the question. It may not have been you, which I believe it may not have been you, but it's some alumni that's not rocking with him. It seems like just one of those situations where y'all like what y'all like, and he's not what y'all like.
I mean, that's not true. Because when he got announced, a lot of alumni was excited, especially from the 80s, because again, I tell y'all, our traditions, and Trey said something about what's y'all we was on the phone. He said, what's y'all tradition? What's y'all's chance? And what's this and that? Again, from everything that has happened with us, every time a band director comes in, they completely trash everything that happened before them. So there's no way to build a foundation of traditions and morale in the band if you start from scratch every couple of years. So it's the simple fact. What's funny to me is that the drum line is pitted, and you guys are not saying it's me, but within the house or in-house or whatever, because I don't know what's going on, because I haven't been with the band program since October 9th. So I'm not in those meetings. I don't go to the meetings. I don't go to the campus. I came back for homecoming, but the reason why the situation happened with the drum line, I don't want to put everything out there, because again, it gets messy. I don't believe.
I just feel like
the reason why I left was there was just a lack of respect professionally between Mr. Sessoms and I on Mr. Sessoms' behalf to me. I'm younger than Sessoms, and you could clearly see that. I could clearly see, and others could clearly see that the respect for who I was as a professional coming and doing what I do with the drum line, because I'm trying to choose my words carefully, because regardless of what I say, people gonna think what they gonna think. Everybody gonna run what they run with. But I was there. You know what I'm saying? I was there in the rooms. It's funny for people that are not there to continue to tell me what.
I want to ask you a question, and you may be uncomfortable answering. It's not nothing bad. Maybe you may take it that way. I feel like this guy Mr. Sessoms was basically a second thought. I think you guys had somebody in mind, and then when that person didn't come through, he was like the fall guy. Like, let's get this guy here. And then now
not for us. Maybe for the administration, but not for us.
That's what it seems like.
Again,
And it's still not fair to him, though. It's not fair to him, because
it's not fair. It's not fair. And to be completely honest with you, I was fighting the students for Sessoms. Because there was a lot of broken communication. Like, it was a lot of times where the staff didn't even know what we was doing for practices. Like, Sess would come, it'd be 6 o'clock, and the students would be like, "Hey, what's the plan? Like, we warm up and be like, so what's the music for the show? It's Tuesday. The staff don't even know. So the students is asking us like, hey, did we get drill sheets? I don't know what we're doing. We're gonna wait for Sessoms. Oh, what is this? No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. When Mr. Sessoms comes, we're gonna do what we gotta do according to his plan, and we just gonna adjust accordingly. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't that he was an afterthought to me. Like I said again, man, like Sessoms is a charter member for our chapter, yo, and y'all don't know me, but I really wanted to see Sessoms succeed. Like, we had some good conversation. But one thing I don't approve of, and I don't think anybody, and I said this on Uncut, I don't think anybody would approve if I had a private conversation with you, and then I get phone calls from individuals. I have gotten personal phone calls from individuals that we are mutual friends with, telling me that, he called them and telling them I'm insubordinate and I'm trying to sabotage him and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, he's telling people we didn't have band camp and all of this type of stuff. And I'm like, wait, we did have band camp, bro. Like, what exactly is being said to y'all? Like, we had band camp. It may not have gone the way we wanted, but we had band camp. So if we lying about something as small as not having band camp, what else is being said? So I don't wish any ill will towards Sessoms. The only thing I wish that didn't happen was the way I had to resign. Mrs. Sessoms had a meeting with, like, I how do I say this again? I don't want to. Matter of fact, it don't even matter. The way I had to resign was the reason why a lot of strife happened between the drumline and Mr. Sessoms. Because of how they know I am, and because of how I fought for Sessoms, and got all of that. I still, only thing I wish is that Sessions would have a conversation with me about why he did what he did and why he did it the way he did. I'm not going to be. That's it. I still haven't talked to that man to this day.
I think
and that's all I'm gonna put out there.
I think y'all need to talk. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that needs to be said.
That's why I said it's a lot. The funny part is I went to homecoming after I resigned, and he knew the way that he did what he did was foul. And instead of just talking to me, it was like, yo, what's up, bro? Shake my hand. We not shaking. We can have a conversation first. When we come to an understanding of why you had to do what you did, or you did what you did the way you did, then we can go from there. Like I don't operate in hate. I don't hate the brother. You know, I just wish, again, people like Trey. You know, you got loyalty to you. That's your band director. You got loyalty to do, and I respect it. However,
bro, can y'all hear me?
You don't know the truth.
Yeah, we can hear you, John.
Now I can hear you.
Yeah,
we hear you, Johnny.
I think something's wrong with my audio. Hey, man. So look, man, I was listening for a long time, man. I'm a band director, so like I'm listening to a lot of the things that you're saying, and one of the things that I heard that kind of like was like, damn, like you talking about Delaware State, and one of the things you said, he came in and like y'all was like our program. I think what people don't realize, once a band director takes over a program, it don't belong to nobody but that band director. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give you an example.
When I say our, I mean all of us.
Hold on. Let me talk. Let me tell you what I mean by that.
Proceed, good
so
brother.
If anybody know, like my journey, I went to Mount Anderson Senior High School in New Orleans. We wasn't known for having that top-notch band in the city of New Orleans. So when I took over as the band director, we had little tradition to follow. You know what I'm saying? So I think alumni kind of told me I had my mind already set on what I wanted to do, because they had some things that I had to keep, but they, for as tradition-wise, we didn't have too many things traditionally that needed to be kept. So when, like, as I'm listening to you, like, I'm not trying to say that you did sabotage the man program, but I dealt with a situation like you said, like my drum instructor, Kit, also he was let in the middle of the year, or he left in the middle of the season, and my drummers did have some animosity towards, and I told them I was gonna cut all of them. At the end of the day, I was gonna get rid of all of them. You know what I'm saying? But I also know that person also telling those kids things too, was to quit and do this, that, and other. But at the end of the day, I don't know who right and wrong in the situation. At the end of the day, we gotta worry about these kids and what we put, like what we say, even though all the times we may not think we saying things that sabotage a person, but we may say, I just say stuff, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing that I'm saying it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that you did nothing like that, but I'm saying whatever the situation is, it's about those kids graduating from college. Because me as the band director, I would have got rid of them.
That's a good point, and that's always been my point. These kids call me Uncle Mike. That we family. Again, I'm gonna say that again. It's about the kids. When I say our program, it's not specifically me and the alumni of Delaware State University, because Sessions is an alum of Delaware University. So it's all of our program. So again, you know, if a person has in their mind that somebody is going to sabotage them, or they already paranoid, it don't matter what is said or what is done, they automatically thinking, or they already going to think that person is paranoid. From the stories that I got about individuals that I don't know, again, that was one of his reasons. I've had people sabotage me before. I have to be careful. And he told me, I don't even think I can trust you. Like, what reason did I give you to not trust me? I helped you get here. I got you. I suggested your name for the job. You know what I'm saying? Even when it was discrepancies on your resume that the administration felt leery about even trying to hire you, I communicated with you and said they have some discrepancies. They not really comfortable. Can you give me a statement or something like that so we can get them where, you know what I mean, we can ease their mind. Like I'm fighting with you, not against you. But again, if you already have it in your mind, I've been done like this before by people that I trusted, people that I know, people that are like fighting, you know, arguing for sessions. These people are the names that was mentioned, saying this person did X, Y, and Z to me. This person did, you know what I'm saying? It's TMI, but we talking
Hey,
about
Mike.
everything.
Hey, were you
Anyway,
asked to resign or you just resigned?
I wasn't asked to resign. I actually contacted. Again, that's why I keep pausing, because I don't. The stuff that I'm telling y'all is still surface level stuff. I don't want to. It's not about bashing Sesame, yo, because Sesame's deserved and still deserves a chance to be who he could potentially be. I don't hate him. What was done to me, and with the reasoning why I resigned is you know, it's irrelevant. It's again, it's not going to change anything. Me saying what I'm saying now is not going to change anything, because people are going to continue to say and believe what they believe, because everybody has their perception, they have their stance, they have their angle. So I just came in for the conversation because, like again, everybody's saying that you know, I'm not being blamed, but we saying staff. So
I'm looking at this thing from the outside, man. Like Burger said, I don't have no dog. I'm a juke. You know, we have our own.
yeah, exactly. Most people don't have no dog in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I will say this. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
Just looking at the whole thing and listening to you talk, listening to the other guy talk, and then looking at some of the comments, it seemed like everything is saying like the way, you know, you were, and I'm not blaming you. It just, like Berger said earlier, if I was a lawyer, everything is saying like it looks like you have something to do with it. And then like if you leave in the middle of the year would also give those kids a perception of, you know, well, if our brother is leaving and he don't think this is a good situation, why would it be a good situation for me? And then also that would give them the notion to go ahead and write a petition and to make that the narrative of, you know, this guy ain't gonna be, he don't fit here. And then Johnny said something too. Whenever change is hard, but whenever a band director walk in, he is the band director, right? He can either, like Brian Simmons went to Texas Southern, and he could have went in there and changed everything. And everybody don't like what Brian Simmons is doing, but you have to adapt to what he's doing. Same thing has to happen at Delaware State. So I just think it looks bad, and I'm not saying it's you because I don't know, but everything just looks like, you know, you influenced this a lot, and it does.
It does look like, and the perception of it is so. It's intriguing to me because it looks like I influenced it, but again, logically, if we think about it, what person in their right mind would endorse a person to come get a job and then sabotage that person?
Mike, can I ask you a question? Mike,
that's like look, man, if I get a guy in here and I say, look, I want you to come build my house, and then I see him, he the first thing he do is get the roof. And I'm like, wait, you got to build a damn base first. I want him out. You know, so it can happen. You know, you can endorse somebody and then be like, fuck it, I endorse Biden, but that motherfucker ain't doing shit right now. I want him out. So,
hey, Mike, can I ask you this?
But I get you, but like, what again? Who is this?
Hey, Johnny. Hey, bro, did he have an opportunity? Did he have an opportunity to keep you on, or the administration kept you on? I need to ask you that.
The administration kept me on because we didn't have anybody. We didn't.
So once he got hired, he still had to. So once he got hired, he still had to you were still hired by the administration. Like he couldn't come in there and be like, I don't want him. Not trying I don't want him because I want to bring my own people.
He could, he could have. I mean, he could have
Okay.
You know what I'm
That's what I
saying? But
wanted.
again, if he didn't want me from the rip, like, you could have been like, hey, bro, I'm good. I don't necessarily need you. And I wouldn't have been mad. I was like, hey, man, it's your program. It's your program. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we did have people come in that was like, hey, man, we used to do this and we used to do that. You should do this and do that and the third. And I was like, yo, man, get out. Like, let this man get acclimated, yo. Like, let this man do what he's doing to get acclimated.
Like,
But one of the main, go ahead.
like, I don't understand like people like that because not. And look, I'm not trying to just say anything. But you said it yourself that y'all didn't have stability in the program for years, right?
Not to say it was inconsistent. Like, we had stability. We had people that could carry on. But if you change a band, like I said, if you change the band director every couple of years, yo, you know what I'm saying? That's a high turnover for the university. Like, why does it, like, okay, so case in point, we had a band director who started out, he was there for a year and a half, maybe 2 years. Started off with like a 40-piece, recruited to get a good 128-piece block the very next season. Built the program and then left the before the spring semester. Not because of the band, but because of the way administration handles things and does things, and they mishandle the people that was there, which is why people like myself fought with or talked with the administration and let them know, y'all, like, the band director and the band needs your support. The band director and the band needs your support. There's no way we can do that, which is, again, it's been a lot of it's been a lot of times that I've volunteered time, and, you know, honestly, that's a fault of my own. Like, I should have just let whatever happened happen. But even with Sydney Sessoms, it's like, yo, I get it. Like, you know, let's get you here, let's get you comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so how can a program have stability if it's inconsistent?
And the turnover, why
that's
so
my
much turnover?
Because what I'm saying is, like, all those alumni coming back and saying stuff like,
administrator that was on here before. Like, I could answer that question, but again, you know.
Yeah. Are you in any affiliation with the university right now?
Y'all need somebody like me to come in.
So
Need somebody like me to come in that bitch and set that bitch straight. I wouldn't none of
once I resigned, and I had a conversation with the drumline afterwards. You know what I'm saying? I had a conversation with them because I wasn't given the opportunity to say goodbye. I resigned. I wasn't given the opportunity to be like, you know what I'm saying, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, this is the reason why I'm leaving, and yada, 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 yada. It was just, yo, he quit on y'all. That's what was said. He quit on y'all. You know, it was some, you know, politically correct thing saying, like, you know, things change, you know, you got to be, change is good at times, and this, that, and the third. But, you know.
So
the
what
thing
was that
is, for me,
conversation
like, I saw somebody say earlier, Darrell, basically it comes down to this, and I'm just keep it real. If I worked for you, Mike, and you were a head band director, and I was helping the drummers out, it's his way or no way. And as crazy as that
And
sounds,
it is his way or no way.
sometimes you have to, it has to be like that in order to get results, because basically, let's just keep it real. Delaware State, you know, they wasn't.
I get you, bro. Kids, yo.
bro. Also,
My
it
kids
sounds like to me that the administration don't want no band.
Oh my God!
If you have all this turnover, like, they're not giving people a chance to be
right.
All right, so what you were saying? What you were saying is, you know, it's his way. No, it is his way, and I want everybody to please understand, and you probably won't. I'm not a turmoil person. I'm not a turmoil person. So, like, what Sessoms? My first question to Sessoms was, hey, Sess, what's your vision? What's your plan? What's your vision? What's your plan? Because I want to make sure that as the percussion instructor for your band, that what we doing coincides with the direction that you're trying to go. It's not about the direction I'm taking the drumline. The drumline's material and the style of where we're going is going to be there regardless, because that's what I'm teaching them, the technique, how we look, how we sound, and stuff like that. But what is your plan? That I never got. What is your vision? What's the plan for today? What's the plan for the week? So it's hard. It's hard to adjust to that and be like, all right, cool. I know where he's going. So you got to sit back and observe. And that was hard for the students too. He's not giving us any information. Okay, I get it, y'all. But it's adjustment for everybody. So sit back, allow the people who are in position like myself to guide you underneath the guidance of the band director. We all trying to maneuver and figure this out.
So what you're saying is the band director, he didn't have any structure and he didn't have no direction of what he wanted to do with the band. That's what ultimately caused the students to actually write the petition and where y'all going. That's what I'm getting out of what you're saying. Everything else points towards you, but what you're saying points towards the leadership and you know, being a leader is hard. Everybody can't be.
It is.
Everybody can't be.
You can't. Which is
Barack Obama.
Which is why I say. Which is why I say again, like you have a team to support you in that. Says yes, you came 2 weeks before band camp. We canceled the first week of band camp so he could get acclimated and we can get some other things done. So in that time, let us help you. What music do you want? We need binders. We need to get t-shirts. We need to get the minuscule stuff done so that you can have the time to be able to sit back, assess the band, assess the players, you know, talk to us who's been there, you know what I'm saying, assess the players, and then as time goes, you can assess what we need to be productive on, intonation, blend and balance, and all of that good stuff. Let's go there.
And look, sometimes it's good to just go in and sit back and ma'am, what's her name?
She got to come back in and come back. Y'all hear that echo?
She got to mute.
Somebody have two devices on or something.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Like,
that's the chairperson.
All right, if you can mute the mic.
Who, me?
No, if you're watching the show and trying to talk, it's going to echo. There you go. Perfect. All right, but what I was about to say is sometimes you have to go in.
Hey, hold on.
And watch a band, and then you go in and do some stuff.
Say, Darrell.
Go ahead.
Let our guest talk. I want to hear our guest talk. Go ahead, Miss Shalisa.
Got to unmute her mic.
Check and make sure your mic is not.
Hey, Jason, that's what I was saying, yo. He only had 2 weeks, so we wanted to make sure he was able to be acclimated. So not to assess it in 2 weeks, but allow the team to help support him, so that as we were going through the season and seeing what the players can do and what they can do, we can assess and get problematic points, and then be able to move forward with a plan from there. Again, like I told you,
players.
What happens is if you walk in the door and you start saying you trash, we ain't doing that no more, you lose your band. You need to sit back and observe and learn, and then you start.
That's true. But hey, nobody. Let me tell you.
Everybody's experiences are different. Everybody's experiences are different because I'm gonna be honest with you, yo. Like Delaware. At one point, like Crystal said it, she sent one of her best players for the drumline. Even in the drumline, I had players who had never played before, never played our style, was on a very low level of playing, and I had to start from the bottom. Like we didn't have. Again, I told y'all we lost 90% of our recruits. So in order to get what
come
we
back
had,
on, just unmute your mic. Mute your mic when you're not talking, and then unmute it when you want to talk.
Like in order to get what we had to build it, and I had a difficult time trying to formulate my plan to make sure that the drumline could produce what we needed to produce on the level that we had been producing for the past couple of years. So in some instances, I had to start from scratch.
Yes,
y'all been in bands. Y'all been in bands where, like, you know, you got a person on the line or something, and people are like, yo, are we sure we want to keep this dude there? You know what I'm saying? Are we sure we want to, you know what I'm saying? And that was the situation I was in. But it's like, nah, let's not discourage. Let's continue to work. I'm going to give him the fundamentals. We're going to keep working with him in practice. Y'all keep working with him outside of practice, and we're going to get him to where he needs to be. Now, when we get to performances, it's up to you to put the work in to develop these skills. Because if you can't, I'm going to talk to Mr. Sessoms and let him know where you at.
Hold on.
That you can't perform.
Y'all mute y'all mics. We got Miss Shalisa on here. We want to hear her talk because she tried to come on earlier. Make sure your mic unmuted, baby. Let me hear you say
Hey,
something.
hey,
Okay,
good
we can
evening,
hear you.
everybody.
Good
Sorry
evening.
about that. I understand now I had two tabs on at the same time. First of all, I want to thank you guys for having this conversation because I am the one of the administrators at Delaware State. I'm the administrator in charge of the band, but I am not a musician. So I'm always impressed with everything that you all do. So I'm the person who's in charge. I'm the bean counter behind, in charge of the money and making sure that behind the scenes things are working so that you guys can be the creatives that you are. So the number one thing I want to say is thank you for having this conversation because, you know, my job is to educate African-American students and we can't do that if we're fractured. You know,
Yes.
there's enough dissension among us and we can't fight among ourselves. So that's the first thing. So I think, you know, I think it's important to have this conversation. Number two, you know, I'm with you all. I think the band needs stability. And so, and you know, and I think that's one of the, and I think that's one of the reasons why they have me as a non-musician in this role, because I'm really just looking at numbers and transcripts and getting kids graduated. And one of the things I would say to Mike, your kids miss you. I mean, and everybody here can see that. And that's a, you know, I don't know who wrote this petition and I don't care. My job is to get all 65 to 70 band members graduated and employed. At the end of the day, that's what I'm looking for. And your kids, Mike, are sad. And they're now, you know, they're now Mr. Sesam's kids. And so we have to work together to, you know, get them to, you know, to help them. And I met with them for 3 hours on Tuesday, just to talk to them and about their, what their needs are. And Crystal Williams is right. It's about relationships. And so we're working to build that relationship. I don't know whose fault this is, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I'm a new administrator too. And Mike was great in helping me in the summer when we didn't have a band director. And a lot of things you guys are saying was right. And there's no secret. We made offers to people. They didn't want to come. Delaware is not high on people's list. And you know, we got Mr. Sessoms, and he's come in and he came on a Friday and started work on a Monday. And so, you know, we absolutely want to give him the opportunity to do the best that he can. And Mike, I'm going to make this offer to you that I made back in October. I'm willing to sit down. For those of you who don't know, I'm a lawyer by trade. So I'm willing to sit down with you and anybody else to do a mediation, you know, just so that we can talk about those things. And that's something I offered back in October, and I'll offer it again now. But at the end of the day, and I think everybody on here will say the same thing, it's about these kids, and it's about making sure they're the best musicians and students. You know, we always talk about student athletes, but, you know, I also want to say we have student musicians, and we want to make sure that they're the best students and that they get what they need from us and that they graduate. So I just wanted to thank you for having this conversation. The only thing I can add is the things that I put in the chat. I don't think that the majority of the students knew about the petition. I've asked them, other people have asked me, the majority of them didn't know. Yes, the majority of the drumline, I don't know that they wrote the petition. I have no idea, but they agreed with it. And I had a conversation with them and we talked through a lot of their issues. And it's going to be, we need to make some growth in that area, and we'll do that. But, you know, as an African-American mom of an African-American son, and I see mostly men here, you know, we can't fight. We got to get you guys graduated. We got to get you guys degrees, and we got to, you know, work together. So, you know, and I just want to say that, and I'm not talking on behalf of DSU as a whole. I'm really learning a lot about the band world. So when I heard this was happening, I wanted to listen in and offer my 2 cents. So thank you all for having this, for this conversation. I think it's helpful. At the end of the day, let's work together. Let's get these kids graduated.
Hey, Miss Charlicia, look, I hope I'm saying that right. If you want to learn about the band world, you come watch Crucial Conflict every Thursday. We own it. We got the band world on lock.
All right. I will take you up on that invitation.
All right.
And listen, if you're trying to get Delaware State popping back, y'all need to come on down here and offer some money to these kids in New Orleans.
100%.
Well, that's a big.
We was definitely there, yo. When I was there in the previous administration, we started building relationships with schools in the South. That's something that was broken for Delaware State University. But it's difficult to maneuver and do things when your hands are tied. You know what I mean? Like we've had definite connections, high schools who were contacting me, even in the summertime when I had stepped away for a minute. It was contacting me like, hey, what's going on? And I wasn't permitted to do anything to be
Hey,
able to
Mike, not to
continue
cut
to
you off.
recruit.
Mike, not to cut you
Yeah,
off. Hey, man, I gotta go. I'm about to hit this gig. Nice
no
coming.
doubt.
Like, y'all stay strong, Delaware State. Hey,
My lord.
I'll see those band directors that's on in Midwest next week. I'll be in Chicago next week, so I'll see y'all in Midwest next week. So, hey, bro, I'll
Yeah.
talk to y'all later, Darrell and Bergen, and thank y'all
All
for
right,
having
Yes,
on
sir.
Mike.
Johnny. Be
And what the
safe
name
You
out
is?
there.
cool,
Be
dude.
safe
Solicia? What
out
it
there.
is?
I don't
Hey,
know you,
much,
but
much
much
love.
love, yo. Be safe.
Yeah, I'm the band
Hey,
director at
listen.
Ableton in New Orleans.
Okay.
Go check out my YouTube.
Much
Go
love,
check out them
respect.
YouTube clips.
Miss Charlisa, go to
All
A.
right,
We got some
respect.
hell of a musicians.
Yes. Well, and the only thing I would add to Mike's point is I think by having an administrator dedicated to the band as opposed to it always falling on the band director, so that's a little bit different. I'm out there talking to the other administrators saying we've got to have money. Mike's right. We've got to have more money to get more students to actually want to come. They had Delaware State had a huge scholarship ball tonight. I don't think that before this year there was any thought about giving a cut of that money to the band. I know that I've spoken with the administration and say, before you start divvying up that money, please make sure that the band gets some of that. So I think it's helpful because, as you all know, band directors, you guys are busy. You guys don't have to. You guys don't have all this time to teach the musicianship and also, go to administration and make sure they understand how important it is. I know that our president, wants a super band. And I've told him, sir, if you want that, we're going to have some additional money. And I think for the first time in a long time, we've had a president who's willing to listen to that. So, that's what we're trying to do. So anybody, I know there's a lot of band directors on this call, but if anybody has some kids and it doesn't get that cold here. I heard you guys were saying that earlier. It doesn't get that cold. So anybody who wants
That's a
to,
lie.
come to the middle of the East
It
Coast
does get
where
cold there. Yeah.
we are 50 minutes from the beach. We are a few hours from New York. So if you have some kids that are interested in coming to the Mid-Atlantic, we will take your students and we will make sure that they become fantastic musicians or improve their musicianship and they'll graduate. Because that, for me, that's the most important thing. On my watch, you graduate.
New Orleans have
We
a
appreciate you for
HBCU
coming
band
on, Miss
combine.
Lisa. Real talk. We
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. And we hope y'all come back every Thursday at 7:00. Crucial Conflict. If you're trying to get tapped in with the band culture in New Orleans specifically, because that's what we about. But we're about
We're
the
the
love
Mecca.
too, because kids from here go all over. And we hope everything get repaired at Delaware State because we rooting for y'all in the city. We want to see y'all on top. Like everybody,
Man,
we want
I'm
Yeah.
a
to see y'all
band
on
head.
top.
More bands, more videos to watch. I'm a band head.
The more
So
bands, the more videos to watch.
shoot.
Exactly. Yeah, like that.
I mean, go look up Del State. You know what I'm saying? Look us up. 2017, 2018, 2019. We were on the up and coming. We were definitely shooting up.
Guess
You know what
what?
I'm
Y'all
saying?
gonna
With
get
minute.
back to that with a little
Yes,
time, effort,
sir.
love, and healing. It's gonna get back. It's gonna get
Absolutely.
back. Stuff like this is a stepping stone. It's gonna get back. I feel like
Absolutely.
whatever situation that need to get worked out is gonna get worked out.
Yeah,
Yes.
Grace,
And I look
Even
we
the
do
forward
West
get
to
some good
programs go
seeing.
students.
through
We
stuff.
I look forward to seeing Delaware State on
Hey
top.
Jamal,
So
we definitely got some kids from Atlanta. Yes, sir. All right, man. Y'all be cool, man.
be
We better
cool.
than
Thank you. I
Atlanta kids.
appreciate y'all.
Come to New
And
Orleans.
and y'all come up here and visit
Yeah.
us. You from New Orleans? Come on up and visit
Hey,
us. We got
look,
stuff
Mardi Gras almost
y'all
here, so we're
invite
gonna
us
have to
up.
take that invite after Mardi Gras.
at the Mardi Gras.
Invite us up there, and we might be able to try to make a move and come up there. Crucial Conflict
Just come on up
Crucial
and visit.
Conflict live from Delaware State
from Delaware
University.
State
You heard me?
with our
We
fur jackets on.
I'll have you come up in the spring. We have a podcast room right on campus. You're welcome to come in and do your
Oh, we
podcast.
lit then. We lit. We
All
in
right.
there.
We're gonna make it happen.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank,
You
thank
have a
you guys
great
for
night.
having me.
Yes,
You have a
ma'am.
good one.
Thank you.
I think Delaware State gonna be all right, dog. It can't get no worse than this. So at the end of the day, it got to get better from here. I mean, y'all, we are past our time. I appreciate everybody that came on. Robin, can you post the 2021 HBCU Band Award nominations link so we can get? So we got Delaware State people on here. We about to drop this link. Nominate your favorite band on the link. We dropping the link. We got the HBCU Band Awards coming up. We open the link for nominations. I'm telling y'all, don't be on here crying talking about, oh, why my school ain't get on there. The link is open. We got it open to the public.
It's open.
Go ahead and put y'all nominations in because I don't want y'all crying on award day talking about, oh, my school ain't even get nominated because you ain't vote. You ain't.
Y'all forgot about this school. Y'all forgot about this section. No.
Y'all forgot about this section. Well, guess what? We passed our time. We appreciate everybody from Delaware State, everybody that came through rocking with us. We appreciate y'all as usual because Thursday is going down. We all having the Talk That Talk Mass Band conversation that we couldn't get into tonight. So Thursday we got y'all. My boy from Talk That Talk set the band world on fire. Y'all know Crucial Conflict. We all about the conflict. So we got to talk about it.
Big facts, man. Look, I was late, but great conversation tonight, Delaware State. Y'all gonna shake back like never before. But hey, peace and hair grease, man. Drop y'all nominations.
And don't forget to send them stars because we appreciate our stars from every last one of you.
Big facts.